morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, I want to talk about a new Toxtriticy card. And I want to ask you the question that I have asked on a few occasions in the past. Do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do ya? You see, this new Toxtriticy could be absolutely awesome. Or it could be a terrifying card that goes very, 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 very wrong. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Let's have a gander. So it has been translated by the lovely Antoine Boulet, I should mention. And to start off with the basics, we've got 120 HP, which on a stage 1, that don't impress me much. It's lower than we might like. Honestly, on basic Pokemon, I'm looking for 130, so giving me 120 on a stage 1 is frankly underwhelming, ladies and gentlemen. Hey-ho. Now, the good news is that it does have a retreat cost of 2, which I suppose means air balloon. It's not that great news, but you can at least get free retreats, so it's not all bad. And we got a weakness to fighting, which I keep expecting people to play more fighting to counter stuff like Pikachu and Zekrom, but it's just not happening at the moment. People aren't playing much fighting, but that does play nicely into what you might want to be doing. Speaking of what you might want to be doing, it's a good time to be playing a lightning Pokemon. You got Thunder Mountain, reduces your attack cost by 1. You got Tapu Koko, lets you accelerate 2 energy, 1 to each of 2 bench Pokemon when you put it in the Lost Zone. And you got Electro Power to do an extra 30 damage on your attacks. Lots of good things, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of good things. But what does it do? Well, the first attack here is brilliant. 2 colorless energy, and what you do is you flip a coin. And if you flip a heads, you discard 5 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Yes! If tails, you discard the top 5 cards from your deck. No! I love this card. I get the feeling that this is going to be the kind of card that just absolutely rocks in a pre-release. I want all pre-releases to have a rule where everyone that draws Toxtricity, assuming you have Toxel as well, has to play it. I want Pokemon pre-releases for this set to just be overflowing with Toxtricity. How much fun is this? Now, to be fair, this is a way better card in this set than it would have been in the Sword and Shield base set, or even in Sword and Shield 2, because we've got Glimwood Tangle. Glimwood Tangle's that new stadium card, whereby if you don't get the result you want from coin flips for an attack, you may reflip. It means that instead of milling yourself half of the time and your opponent half the time, it means 1 in every 4 turns you'll mill yourself, on average, and 3 in every 4 turns you'll mill your opponent. So over 4 turns, rather than milling yourself 10 cards and your opponent 10 cards, you're milling yourself 5 cards and your opponent 15 cards? That could work. I'm alright with this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm alright with this. Now, we do need to mention the energy here, but the energy isn't a big deal. You're a single prize, you're a non-GX, non-V Pokemon, so Twin Energy will allow you to pay this in one go. You're an evolved Pokemon, so Triple Acceleration Energy will allow you to pay this in one go, though do remember that falls off at the end of your turn, so be a bit careful. We've got the aforementioned Tapu Koko Prism Star that will turn this into a single energy attack. You accelerate 2 energy, 1 onto each of 2 Toxtricity, and then both of them become just single energy attackers. Big problem here, no Thunder Mountain Prism Star. Thunder Mountain Prism Star does not reduce the attack cost of Lightning Pokemon. It reduces your attack cost by 1 Lightning Energy on Lightning Pokemon. So it's not going to work. It will work for the second attack, but not this first attack. I love this. This is good milling. Bearing in mind, you know, the mill Pokemon we got at the moment, we got stuff like Center Scorch. Center Scorch will mill 1 card for each fire energy attached to it. So you've got to get 5 fire energy on in order to mill as much with Center Scorch as you can mill with Toxtricity. There's no reason you can't play them together. Remember, Center Scorch, Fire Energy, Toxtricity, Colorless Energy. So what you can actually start doing here is literally just playing a 4-4 Toxtricity line and a 4-4 Center Scorch line, and then play Welder, because Welder will also pay the attack cost for Toxtricity in one go, and then just go full bore milling. Remember, we've still got Balelba and Bryson Man, which will mill the top 3 cards from each player's deck. So that's going to help you along with the milling quite nicely. And we've actually got legit milling options here. Yes, it's flippy, but honestly with Glimwood Tangle, I'm not too upset. The other thing is, you can build your deck with lots of 4-ofs to really prepare yourself for milling. If you mill 5 cards to the top of your opponent's deck like 3 times, the chances of them recovering are almost non-existent. It's not to say that they can't recover, but if you're milling like 10 to 15 cards from your opponent's deck, the chances of them actually still having enough to work here are bad. They do not have a good chance. Now, of course, the other fun thing is, if we compare this to Makago GX, they've literally got a GX attack that just discards the top 5 cards from your opponent's deck. This is the same as that if you flip a heads. You flip a heads, and okay, it's 2 colorless rather than 1 fire energy, but come on, same deal. And all of a sudden, you're doing what Makago GX does with its GX attack. This is good, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, very good. And here's the thing, it's not just a milling Pokemon, it's got a real attack as well. 2 lightning, 1 colorless energy, 160 damage. You do 30 to yourself. I'm not that worried about the 30 self-damage. The format we're in at the moment, there's not that much difference between 90 HP and 120 HP. Either way, you don't have that much HP and you're going down fairly easily, so I wouldn't worry your pretty little head about it. Just enjoy it, frankly. 160 for free energy on a stage 1 single prize Pokemon is good. This is the attack that Zero Aura's got, but it's a GX that gives up 2 prizes. And okay, Zero Aura can't attack next turn, you take 30 damage. Other than that, it's the same attack. It's more damage than Pikachu and Zekrom does. I know Pikachu and Zekrom accelerates energy, but from a damage standpoint, this is more. It is a little bit less than Tapu Koko V does, but again, Tapu Koko V gives up 2 prizes. And like all of these lightning Pokemon, Tapu Koko Prism Star, Thunder Mountain, attach for turn, and you're off. And 160 damage on a single prize Pokemon is huge. Remember, we still got Electro Power for the time being. Might rotate shortly after this comes out, but we got it for the time being. So that 160 becomes 190, 220, 250, 280 if you're really into it. And this is awesome. Obviously, if you're hitting for weakness against stuff like Lapras V Max, things get much more fun. But even if you're not, this is enough damage to just get a KO on a Dedenne. With a single Electro Power, you'll be getting a bunch of GX Pokemon like Blacephalon. With 2 of these, 2 Electro Power, you'll be getting a 1-hit KO on Zacian. And bearing in mind, you've got 4 Electro Power in your deck if you play the full 4, and you probably should. So that's potentially 2 KOs on Zacian with this single prize Pokemon. It's not bad. I could see this seeing play as a non-GX attacker. I could see this seeing play just as a, you know what, I need a single prize Pokemon that can do a fair bunch of damage, go for it. Because outside of that, what do you have? I mean, Zero Aura from Team Up does 120 for free energy, but that's not as much damage. Zero Aura from Unbroken Bonds can do 150 for free energy, but you got to have free lightning energy on there, so you can't use the Thunder Mountain trick. And you've got to discard it all to attack, which isn't exactly perfect. I really like this as a non-GX, non-V single prize attacker in lightning decks. And I really like this as a mill Pokemon. And that's what really excites me about it. What really excites me about this is that it can actually be a legitimate mill Pokemon. Oh, it's so much fun. But then you got a big attack in there as well. Call me crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. I really like this card. I love the idea of using it as a mill deck. Yes, I know it's flippy and all of that. It might not work, but come on, life's no fun if we don't at least give it a go. And then if you don't want to use it as a mill Pokemon, use it as a pretty good non-GX, non-V, single prize attacker doing decent damage in a Lightning deck. Plus, it's an evolved Pokemon, and Lightning decks generally don't play any evolved Pokemon right now. So this could be the thing that actually comes out as a decent evolution Pokemon in those decks. I love it. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned awesome nonetheless. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.